Hello, this is Linda K Thompson. I'm from Port Alberni. I'm honored to be asked to read with the Poets Caravan. We are here today at a property close to Mount Douglas where we've found this beautiful shed I'm sitting in front of. I'm reading today from my book, Black Bears in the Carrot Field. It was published in July 2021 by Mother Tongue Publishing. I'm reading the poems in a bit of an order that goes from my childhood through to adulthood. The first poem I'm going to read is called Father Brought Small Gifts to Us. Father brought small gifts to us. A pygmy owl from the barn one winter. Bats who lost their way in the light. Shining golden crab apples from the old tree. You must remember how he held the netted gem in his hand that evening at the kitchen table, explained its perfection, drew his fingers across the russet, dough-colored skin, the low-lying eyes, measured its weight by the heft in his palm. We stood close by his shoulders in that faraway room, and the cherries on the oilcloth gleamed in the electric light. Last week I set my alarm for 4 a.m., but the blood moon was hidden by clouds and trees, and I had no courage to step across the dark, looking up. If Father were here, I would want to tell him there's a town in the north called Kitwanga. South on 99. I leave the yard in the August dawn, gun the knocking rambler up the driveway. Only the horses notice, nodding their noses over the twisted planks of the pasture fence. Potato fields stretch from the road to the mountains, a dark ripe green you can almost taste. In a month, the tops will be killed, lie burnt and lifeless, ready for digging. 7 miles from farm to town, we rode in the back, would close our eyes, chant the route, yell it into the wind, voices of girls who were not afraid. Uncle Robbie's, Rhine Creek, First Rock Slide, curved by the slough, Miller Creek, Uncle Morgan's Double Turn, Lundgren's, Taylor's Corner, Second Rock Slide, stop sign in front of the bank, town. By 68, I'm ready to go, work the early shift at the hotel, buy myself Judge Decker's car after he dies. And one October day, the cottonwoods alight, drive south on 99, past the fields, the rivers, oh, the mountains, blackbirds in the green gauge. I don't know then, but the place will follow me, old dog who won't turn back. Cows in the family. We had cows in the field. I knew a good cow had a long straight back, a width and level you could rest a book on, but a farmer would never say it like that. What I knew about cows could have fit in a thimble. In the movies, I noticed cows, scrawny and dull, plodding west, screen after screen of dusty ground, bones and horns festooning every water hole. There was likely an old milker tied to the tailgate of a Conestoga. If Ada makes it to the end of the trail, she will kneel down beside her settler and kiss the golden grass of Oregon. In the cattle baron movies, cattle studded the green valleys and hillsides, so slick and happy they must have purred like kittens. In the blizzard of 1906, Truman Guile lost 7 of his herd to the deep drifts. None were found, though neighbors searched as far north as Wood Mountain. Then late in April, like a bovine miracle, one of the 2-year-olds was spotted on Willow Bluff Trail, south of Baildon, making his way in the direction of NW 101326. In the 1970s, my sister rises an hour before school, goes out to mix milk in a bucket for Bopper and Fudge. At their meetings in the church basement, the 4-H'ers pledged their hands and hearts to the study of animal husbandry, production, and marketing. Late in the fall, she sells the 2 fattened calves back to Dad, and she never wants to know what happens after that. Gilmore's, 5 miles south, had dairy cows, lumbering black and white giants, faces long and sad as lifers, hauling their bags back to the barn every morning and night. We'd rattle past on a Sunday evening, all of us packed in the cab of the Chevy, singing about love knots in our lariats and Rose's Cantina, while the windows of the Gilmore's barn glowed yellow, like a long cow hotel, still doing business into the night. Cows don't do well in floods. They'll likely panic and lose their sense. In the fall of 1940, our grandfather, Jock Miller, lost several fine heifers when the Lillooet and Ryan breached their banks. He wrote to Nell, "The horses kept their heads and found high ground, but mercy, the cows, they ran in circles, plunging into holes and barbed wire fences. 9 are gone." Some nights I dream about the old farm. All the fields are flooded, water lapping at the front steps, and the cows are gone. I try to find them, but my limbs are heavy as silage. Have you heard a farmer call his cows? It's a low tone, a slow sing-song. Cowboys, cowboys. Those 2 notes roll like a fat alfalfa pancake. Across the fields and back by the river, they raise their white faces, follow the leader along the fence line, head straight to that 2-note tune. Goddess of space and time negotiations. Please, madam, do you trade a bit of this for some of that? Perhaps a year of Law and Order reruns. For 2 hours in 1970, the North Van Country Club, his head thrown back, laughing, a twist of cigarillo smoke drifting towards the disco ball, and me in the yellow dress. Long haul. No life is easy, and she might have made it this far, dragging that old stone boat, stacked with diet books, a grocery bag of stretchy pants, her supplements in a Ziploc, rattling like baby teeth. And some night she dreams of the faller in his corks and chopped off red straps, the slope of his shoulder, but she could not disguise her allergy to evergreen. So after that summer and then the next, she threw in with a blonde ex-army with a good laugh, an ID bracelet stamped with his sin, 200 acres, 15 heifers, an 8x40 Airstream on blocks. And from there, it seemed a clear shot through, and might have been, except that a few years on, the everyday and the not so everyday began to balloon like a 100-year curse. Fire, drought, rain, snow, mortgage, taxes, interest rates, bad decisions, bad joints, no good mornings, no honeys, no sweethearts, good dogs run off, roofs blown off. Price of gas, price of beef, frozen shoulders, lymphoma, the Department of Agriculture, dried up wells, dried up milkers, busted tie rods, timing belts, bearings, crankshafts, rust, bent pins, tainted sandpoints, mildewed windrows, broken windows, fences down, trees down, no tea in bed, no darlings, no let's take the evening off. Weed inspector, potato inspector, nutty neighbors, millennium crews, wild streak heifers, fat horse, sewer lines, broken limbs, founders, colic, brucellosis, everything they could not name, black leg, bloat, wireworm, silver scurf, nematode, fear of blight, blight. All drained into the hollow between them, and here she is, hoofing it south, her stuff in a boat that will never float, 7 black journals, a pencil behind her ear. Saying goodbye. On August nights, we used to hear the E&N pulling along the bottom of the hill behind Drinkwater, and that low, ragged note rolled up across the brown pastures that once held your father's Charlet. My family back on the mainland are sleeping tight beside tall rocks, dreaming about black bears in the carrot field and the Eiffel Tower that has appeared in the middle of the barnyard. Because they are good farmers, even asleep they worry. How will they coax the bears from the field, save the carrots, manage the upkeep on the tower, cut fields of timothy and alfalfa, wait for morning? How will I ever be at home here, afloat on this raucous beefsteak of an island, threatening to tip itself into the Salish Sea or slip westward under the plate of Juan de Fuca, forever gnashing away under our beds? On a Thursday in the north, my friend died. So far away, even a crow would not choose to make the journey alone across the great Icha and Cadwallader ranges, up where the lay of the land slopes down to the Fraser Plateau and mustangs run through Aspen. For the children, graceful, blue-eyed, sorrow drops bone deep. Come to the window. Northern lights are leaping into the whole night sky, wavering sheets of madness, dimming even the great W of Cassiopeia.